Thank you for joining the call today to learn more about ACEC Trusts. Um, so we have Lydia Zabriskie with ACEC Retirement Trust, Leanne Wheeler with ACEC Business Insurance Trust, and John Pressbach with ACEC Life Health Trust. So I'll just give you a short snippet on each of them and then kick it off to them. Lydia is the Vice President for Client Engagement for the ACEC Retirement Trust and is responsible for the management and delivery of a $2.2 billion turnkey retirement plan solution and educational services to members of ACEC and affiliate members who are not currently members of ACEC Retirement Trust. She advises firms on the advantages and benefits of joining the retirement trust. She has been in the engineering industry for over 12 years and is currently the past president of the ACEC California San Joaquin Valley chapter. And then Leanne is an account executive with Grayling Insurance Brokerage. Leanne specializes in the placement of business insurance lines and professional liability to engineering companies across the country for firms that are members of ACEC. She works remotely from South Dakota, where she was born and raised, and she has over 20 years in the insurance industry. And then lastly, John joined the trust in June of 2018 and brings more than 11 years of healthcare experience to his post as National Director of Sales. He studied at St. John's University in Minnesota with a Bachelor of Science in Communications. When he's not working or spending quality time with his family and friends, John enjoys golfing, hunting, and being in the great outdoors. So with that, I will kick it off to you, John.
Awesome. Thank you, Holly. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone that's joined had a fun and safe holiday weekend last week. And just want to extend another thank you to ACEC Ohio for having all of us today. Like Holly had said, my name is John Krebsbach, National Director of Sales for the ACEC Life Health Trust. And I know Lydia and Leanne would agree with me. We're always very excited for opportunities like this to get in front of those that have joined today that are current member firms, for those that listen in afterwards, any prospect firms, to really show the overall value of our trusts. These three trusts are arguably three of the biggest benefits of being an ACEC member. So let's jump into it. Specifically to the Life Health Trust. Believe it or not, we've actually been serving the engineering community since 1965. On May 1st of this year, we celebrated 55 years of supporting ACEC member firms and are extremely privileged to continue that role, which is clearly stated in our mission as well as our very compelling vision. And that is the Life Health Trust is specifically here to provide healthcare benefit solutions and services to support the business objectives as you all as ACEC member firms and the health and well-being of all of your firm's employees, and also just as importantly, their family members. And it's our vision, with all that the Life Health Trust offers, which I'll get into in a few slides here, our multiple medical programs, ancillary programs, and our investment in our value-added services, that we're really going to establish the consulting engineering industry as one of the healthiest industries across the United States. So, speaking of value, a really neat thing to look back on in 2020, obviously 2020 has been a very interesting year, but a really neat thing from the ACEC Life Health Trust end was our recently announced over $10 million in a loyalty credit. The Board of Trustees of the ACEC Life Health Trust and leadership approved, again, over $10 million in a loyalty credit. And again, this is circling back to our mission, especially in these tough times. We are here to support, the physical, the financial health of all of our member firms. And again, we gave back on their August invoice a percentage of every firm's premium automatically. So again, all of our firms that we have on our books on their August invoice received a loyalty credit on their invoice. And And like we like to call it, especially this year, is it's definitely a great credit to great engineering. So, for those that are on the call, for those that listen in, I want to kind of paint a clear picture of who are member firms, which member firms we serve, kind of draw attention to really the numbers. ACEC National reported third quarter of this year, there's roughly 3,800 firms across the country that are dues paying members of ACEC. As of today, the ACEC Life Health Trust services 1,500 of those firms, and that equates to over 100,000 members. I call that out because that's over 40% of the association that's taking advantage of one or multiple of the programs that you see listed here. When it comes to ancillary benefits, your dental, vision, life, disability programs, the ACC Life Health Trust partners with both United Healthcare and Guardian, again, when it comes to those ancillary programs. We have a handful of medical programs, 3 in particular. There's only 2 that are available in Ohio. And in no particular order, our ACEC Life Health Trust United Healthcare program, which is a fully insured program for all size member firms, 2 to 50 size employers, 51 to 99 size employers, and then employers that are over 100 that are also looking at fully insured. This program utilizes United Healthcare's national Choice Plus network. And honestly, there's over 100 plan design options that you as a firm can elect from. The Advantage plan is for firms that are generally over 100 eligible employees and are either currently self-funded or looking to move self-funded. We have a stop loss program for those companies. So again, as a member firm in Ohio, you have access on the ancillary side to Guardian and United Healthcare, again, for dental, vision, life, disability, et cetera. And then the 2 medical programs that are available are our UHC, fully insured program. And then if you're looking for a stop loss program, we can look at the Advantage plan. Our complementary complementary value added services, in our opinion, are going to play a major role in keeping your firm healthy, active, and productive. These are, again, complementary. Whether you're on the United Healthcare program, there's an extra cost if you're on the stop loss program. But we offer a wellness program. There's 3 tiers within the wellness program: Basic, Premier, and AHIP. All of our firms that would be in Ohio that would elect the UHC program are automatically put into the Basic wellness program. And then based on your engagement, your participation, you can move up the ladder, if you will. And as you see, provides additional opportunities to earn incentives for employees and spouses. Our designed virtual care program has a handful of core services that are included. Leanne and Lydia have heard me talk about this here recently, in just the interesting year we're in right now with the pandemic. There's a statistic thrown out there that I don't think anybody's going to find surprising, and that is, telemedicine utilization has doubled since March. So this is a value-added service that we're seeing utilized like crazy right now, and I think it's just a fantastic service, to allow our member firms, employees, family members to stay within their home, use their phone, their tablets, instead of going into the doctor and potentially exposing. Again, this is a fantastic service that we offer our members, and one that's really started on many conversations. So, there's a handful of core services like I listed or had mentioned before. Those are behavioral health, dermatology, back care, expert medical services, and then just your general 24/7, 365 telemedicine service. Advocate for me is a United Healthcare program. It's a patient advocacy tool. It's really having a healthcare concierge, if you will, to look at maybe a billing issue or what benefits are going to pay for certain services. So it's kind of a one-stop call to have those things handled if you're running into those hiccups. And then lastly, Benefit Solver, for those that are joining today or listen in afterwards that are HR folks, Benefit Solver is going to take a significant burden off of your plate because you can allow your employees to access Benefit Solver, allowing them to log in, enroll, and explore all the benefits that are available that are in place with the ACEC Life Health Trust. Again, virtual care, really hitting this home this year with everything that's going on. Like I mentioned earlier, the general medicine, behavioral health, back care, dermatology, et cetera, kind of your one-stop shop for all those specific services. And then, you know, if this is, you know, I know we're in the first part of December, please, we'd love to take a look at your benefits and compare them to what you're currently on. We can, you know, when we connect, we can get into a deeper dive on like you see here, the items that we need to kind of get started. But I really want to hit home that, and not just for the Life Health Trust, but you know, for the other trusts, you know, as a full dues paying member of the association, you are automatically eligible for all these programs, and it doesn't hurt to take a look. You know, it may not be the right fit this year, but this is an opportunity for us to get in front of you all, prospect members, to really, again, show our value and to extend that opportunity to take a look at your programs and offerings to see if the Life Health Trust and the other trusts are a better fit. So Holly, Beth, you know, really appreciate the opportunity today. You know, thanks for putting this on. And for anybody that has questions on the call specific to the Life Health Trust, I'll just open it up for a minute or two before passing it over to Leanne. Any questions? Otherwise, my contact information here, and like Holly said, this will be posted afterwards. So don't hesitate to reach out to me specifically or anybody on my team at the Life Health Trust.
Well, good afternoon. Like John said, I am Leanne Wheeler with Grayling, and I appreciate everybody's time today. First of all, I should ask, can everybody see the screen okay? Okay, good. Again, Leanne Wheeler with Grayling. We're the program administrator for the ACEC Business Insurance Trust. I work and reside remotely in South Dakota. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy in these crazy times. I know for us here, things have really finally hit our state, but like I said, hopefully everyone is staying safe and healthy. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of the Business Insurance Trust, some of the advantages, things like that. As John mentioned, the trust programs are designed to enhance your memberships by helping control your firm's cost. We've created programs available with BIT, Life Health, and the retirement. Again, all three trusts have partnerships with reputable administrative and plan providers to bring cost savings and competitive terms for you guys, their members. So let's get started about some of the new things that's happened with Business Insurance Trust. This year, for the first time ever, the Business Insurance Trust has hired an executive director. Mary Urchel, many of you might know Mary already. She's been very active with ACEC on both a state and national level. Mary resides out in California, so we are super excited to have Mary on board. What are some of the benefits that you receive with the trust and the ACEC member? You had customized insurance coverage with competitive and exclusive insurance rates. Some of the things that you receive being the ACEC member is we have a royalty sharing program, much like John mentioned with his trust. Our royalty sharing program is within regard to the partnership with the Hartford as our carrier. Every 2 years, you receive 3 to 5% back on the premiums with the Hartford when you're an ACEC member and part of the trust. We also do a deductible reimbursement, which is up to $1,000 per claim with a $10,000 maximum. My easiest example there is if you have a large auto fleet, fender benders, accidents, let me know about that claim and the trustees will reimburse you up to that $1,000, no problem. Any of you guys that are members to any coalitions, we also do reimburse your coalition dues up to $150. And of course, anytime you are a member of the Business Insurance Trust, you do indirectly support the state and national association. So let's talk about some of the coverages that we provide, some of the insurance policies. As you can see, we literally have everything that you could need and more. Again, like I explained, we partnership with the Hartford. The Hartford has created proprietary endorsements within their policies specific to ACEC members. Hartford does not allow any of those proprietary coverages to any firms except ACEC members. The trustees have done a really good job coming together and creating best in class coverages for their members. And firms who do not fit within the Hartford program, Grayling, we have access to other carriers as well, so no worries about there. One of the new things that we have this year too, that I'm excited to announce is the professional liability exchange. The trustees got together and they wanted to bring, again, best in class coverages regarding professional liability. So they approached the carriers and we went to 4 top carriers with best in class coverages. The trustees negotiated certain terms and endorsements that they wanted to have on for their ACEC members. And of course, anytime you have the association, the pricing needs to be there as well. So what that has created and done for the both of us is it's an easy process. You can go right online to our website and complete that application. And we can use that one application to submit to all carriers. And our website is acecbit.org. Any information you can upload and send that to us. It's a really easy process. So that is something new that we've created. One of my favorite enhancements this year for the ACEC members is the partnership with Coalition. It is a new cyber program that we've put together. And again, I'm really excited about this. As most of you know, with COVID, a lot of workers are working remotely. There's increased height with cyber exposure, actually to the extent that just during the pandemic alone, cyber instances have increased by 220% across the board in the last year. They have estimated by 2021, cybercrime is going to cost us $16 trillion. $16 trillion. And if you think about that, that's the biggest change in economic growth across the board. It's more profitable than illegal drugs worldwide. So if you take anything out of this meeting today from Beth and Holly for the trust, please look at your cyber coverage. I'm sure, as most of you are aware too, that with contracts right now, it's something that your clients are really requesting as a standalone cyber. So what we've created with Coalition and why they're different. Coalition is actually a group of IT gurus, I call them. So what they've done is they actually went to the insurance carriers and talked about the exposures, the vulnerabilities, the coverages, third-party coverages, which is for your clients. So you as an ACEC member will actually receive a free risk assessment, a free risk cyber assessment, which is valued at roughly $2,500. So what Coalition will do is we will go through your IT like we are a hacker and try to expose your vulnerabilities. And I will provide that risk assessment to you where those vulnerabilities and exposures would be, and also with some solutions that we can create to close that gap and those exposures. The other neat thing is being an ACEC member is you do receive 10% off the cyber premium with this. So with this, you'll have, I call them the IT gurus, which is basically a cyber 911, as not only do you receive the risk assessment, the 10% off, but then if you place that policy with Coalition and the trust, you receive 24/7, 365 cyber monitoring, which means anytime your vulnerability is exposed or someone is trying to hack your system, we would hear about it and notify you. So you're protected all the time. So that's one of the newest exciting enhancements that we have. Again, I can send you a link. Really, all I need is number of employees, annual revenue, your domain name, and I can get you a proposal and a free risk assessment. So it's really neat and very valuable. Other resources, let's talk a little bit about Grayling, the broker, the program administrator for the program. Grayling was really started to bring better resources, better terms, more experience as a broker. So with that, we insure over 1,000 engineering firms across the country in variable sizes, from one engineering to top ENR firms. We have 4 attorneys on staff, and this is really what stands us apart, the Business Insurance Trust. With those 4 attorneys on staff, and 3 of those attorneys were actually in-house general counsel for engineering firms like yours. So with the data that we have created with the engineering firms that we insure, we're able to benchmark premiums, deductibles, liability limits, so that you can see where you rate according to your peers. Are your deductibles in line, your premiums in line? Also, with those attorneys, we are able to do your contract reviews, not just only the insurance requirements where you've satisfied those limits, but we can help you with indemnity clauses, scope creep, anything that worries you. We can do that for you, and that's all included as becoming part of the trust. That is included with that. So it's really it's priceless. We have a lot of white papers that have been written this year regarding COVID. I know that the ACEC National has that listed on their website and also on our website as well. If you guys are looking for any information on what should you be doing, what should you not be doing, things like that, please look at our website for that. And also, one of the neat things too, having Mary on staff now, is she has done a great job with our LinkedIn page. So really those things that I've talked about today, the benefits of the program, the white papers that we've written regarding COVID, things like that, indemnity clauses, please grab your smartphones and like us on LinkedIn. Again, it's ACEC-BIT. Again, Mary releases information as it comes out. Any information regarding PPP loans, things like that, we released on LinkedIn and our website. And the team that puts us all together, we are made up of 8 trustees, engineers much like yourself across the country. Mike Klinger, he is your trustee for Ohio. Rob Overfield resides out of Wyoming. He is the chair of the ACEC Business Insurance Trust. Any of them are here to help. If you have any questions, please contact them or myself. And here is your team for the Grayling team. Again, happy to answer any questions. And much like John said, the trustees and the trust have really tried to put together the best pricing, best coverage and terms. The proposals and quotes are free. There's no obligation to you. So I always say, hey, give us a run for our money. We're supposed to be here to provide the best type of coverages and pricing and terms for you as ACEC members. And we would love to help you out. So, and I know there has to be a lot of questions regarding insurance right now with this pandemic, but happy to answer any questions you have regarding the benefits of the Business Insurance Trust, or if you do have any questions regarding something with cyber or COVID related issues. Thanks again, Holly and Beth. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or send Beth and Holly. I'm sure if they would take the questions and forward them to me as well. And again, everyone stay safe and happy holidays.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lydia Zabricki. I am going to try and find my screen real quick. Whoops, let's see, screen 2. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So I'm with the ACEC Retirement Trust, and I want to thank ACEC Ohio for the opportunity to present today. I'm going to share with you 3 things about the Retirement Trust, why your peers have joined the Retirement Trust, what makes the structure of the trust better than going out on your own, and ultimately how the trust is helping our member firms save time, reduce their risk, reduce expenses, and more importantly, create better outcomes for employees. Okay, let's see if we can advance this. What's going on? There we go. Okay, So before I get into the specifics of the retirement trust, I'd like to share the reasons why ACEC member firms have joined the retirement trust. Every firm was looking for help in one or more of the 5 areas on this slide. So from plan design, participant engagement, the investment management, was fiduciary processes, or vendor management, they were all looking for ways to fix their issues that they had with their current plan. We refer to this as the 5 pillars of a successful retirement plan. They were looking to outsource one or more of these areas, and the trust checks all the boxes. The firms wanted someone that they know is trustworthy, that will keep their promises, and that'll really do the job that they're looking for without having to spend the excess time managing their 401k plan. So that's been the common theme that we've learned through the years with our member firms. And again, the trust checks all these boxes, from your key objectives to our best practices. So this is the who. This is who you work with. The people who provide solutions fall into 4 buckets. They're either banks, asset managers, or brokerage firms. And of course, you have the retirement trust as the 4th option. Banks, asset managers, and brokerage firms. Banks, asset managers, and brokerage firms can be helpful but are not optimal. They're only focusing on 1 or 2 pillars, and they have real or perceived conflicts, meaning they're not acting in your best interest as the employer or the employees. They want to sell their services and products. So hiring them creates a lot of unrewarded risk for you as the employer. When you take a look at the retirement trust as that 4th option, you're getting a single purpose trust. Sole business is providing best-in-class retirement plan for ACEC member firms. We're conflict-free. We offer best-in-class advisor, legal counsel, and record keeping for our member firms and participants. And we're an unconstrained opportunity set. We address all those pillars. We're holistic. So working with us, you check all the boxes. We've been doing this for 47 years now. So let's talk about the what the employer needs to do to make sure they or someone is looking over their plan for them. This is our fiduciary governance structure. In the past, many plans had no outside fiduciary. If you look at the first column, you'll see you as the employer was taking on all that responsibility on your own. Over the last several years, there's been a lot of changes in the financial industry and the environment since Sarbanes-Oxley, Enron, and all the lawsuits. Now there's other ways for you to offer fiduciary responsibility, so offloading some of that onto someone else's plate. And you can see in the 2nd and 3rd columns through the 321 investment advisor or the 338 investment manager, they're taking on some of the fiduciary responsibility, but in essence, you're still, as the employer, responsible. When you move over to the retirement trust in the 4th column, you'll see that when you adopt the trust takes on that fiduciary responsibility with your investments as well as your plan administration. So the trust is acting on your behalf. What's wonderful about this is that you as a plan will always know what's going on in the trust. We have 4 quarterly plan sponsor meetings every year that the plan sponsor is part of to understand what took place in the trust in the last quarter, what's coming down the pipeline in the next quarter. So you'll always be up to date. We're an open book in black and white. The trust has a consultant team. The top advisor in the country is Cap Trust. They're our investment consultant. They're conducting an independent review of investment options. McDermott, Will & Emery is one of the top 5 ERISA attorneys in the country. Actually, our legal consultant, Erin Turley, is one of the top 5 in the country. She oversees the trust. She's making sure the trustees are within the ERISA guidelines. She's providing that legal oversight. And then you have Empower Retirement, who is our record keeper. Empower is one of the top 2 record keepers in the country right now. They are just doing a fantastic job for all our plan sponsors and our participants. And really, to be in the consultant team for the trust, these consultants really have to check the boxes. There's a long list of responsibilities and duties that our consultant team has to fulfill. The trust reviews these consultants every 2 to 3 years. They're looking at them, making sure that they're offering the best services for our participants. Diving in a little deeper on that, as I mentioned, CapTrust is the #1 financial advisor in the country right now. They are the largest registered investment advisor. They currently have roughly around 400 billion assets under management. They have over 2,600 retirement plans that they're managing as well. And they're there to ensure that you have a great investment offering and fees are fair and reasonable. Our advisor to the trust is John Pickett. He's out of Dallas, Texas. And he was just recently named this year in the top 50 institutional consulting teams in the country. He actually ranks number 16 out of the top 50. We're pretty excited about that. McDermott, Will & Emery, as I mentioned, Erin Turley, one of the top 5 ERISA attorneys in the country. She also heads her employee practice group for her firm. It's an international law firm. They're offering the guidance on ERISA compliance. You know, nowadays with all those lawsuits, it's very important that they're making sure that the oversight of the trust and the operation and the fiduciary guidance is there. It's a layer of protection for you as an employer in the trust. And the retirement trust fiduciary governance becomes your fiduciary governance. And we call this fiduciary insulation. As I mentioned, with Empower being our record keeper, they have a phenomenal website that's very engaging for all our participants, as well as the plan sponsor. You have your own tab as a plan sponsor where all your documents are kept, your to-do list, anything that's outstanding. You have a personal person that within our record keeping system that works specifically with you as the plan sponsor on the details, the day-to-day of your plan. You also have a relationship manager that'll come in and work with all of your plan participants every year, if not more. The record keeper is doing your 5,500, they're doing your testing, so there's no need for an outside TPA. It's all under one roof and we let the experts handle everything. So moving forward, Empower's Plan Sponsor Service Center. Some of the top highlights, we have a top rated mobile app. So not only can you review your 401k online on a tablet, but also the app, as well as, believe it or not, an Apple Watch. We have a lifetime income score that is right front and center for all our participants to actually see where they are in their goal for retirement. We have healthcare estimator that's offered. This is something that Empower Retirement rolled out. They were the first record keeper to roll this out several years ago when they saw that healthcare was something that most of our participants weren't really planning for. Most people don't think about healthcare in retirement days coming up until they retire. So this is also helping you to plan and make sure that you've got your healthcare covered. We offer the student debt solution. We brought this to Empower Retirement. We rolled this out last fall. The trustees were working really hard to find a solution that we could offer to all our plan sponsors and participants to help with that student debt out there. This is a great tool for retention and attraction if you're looking for other tools in your toolbox. We have a financial wellness program, our point-in-time advice. This is really taken off this last year, specifically because of COVID-19. Our point-in-time advice is included in our plan. It's where participants can call in and speak to a financial advisor since they're not out visiting offices right now, but it's really talking to them about their goals, where they are at this point in time in their life, if they're saving enough, if they're in the right investments, if they're allocating enough money. What's important is they could have their significant other on the call with them to go over these options and choices and making sure that they're making the best decisions for their 401k. This slide is our average bundled expense. This is annualized. This is really a great slide. I love it because you can see over the last, and I've only been able to go back the last 9 years, but from 2012 to today, we're averaging 45 basis points. 45. We started out back in 2012 when I was able to start tracking it. We were averaging 84 basis points. So our goal in the trust is really to lower our expenses, pass those lowered fees and expenses back to our participants so you're keeping more of your money in your accounts. This is how you're going to get to retirement ready. You know, every year, every 2 to 3 years, people are benchmarking their 401k provider, which is wonderful. You should be doing that. But if you're not doing it every year and you're not lowering your expenses every year, you're actually leaving money on the table, money that could be going back to your own 401k account so you can be retirement ready. April, if you notice, April of 2020 this year, we lowered our expenses another basis point. And what was going on right before that was we had two black swans. We had the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and then we also had the stock market, the bear market came on in 5 short months very quickly. So in all of that chaos and the ups and downs of the market volatility, the trustees were still able to go back and negotiate a lower expense for all of our participants. This is huge because what we're seeing today is 401k plans are increasing their expenses to their participants and their plan sponsors. They're trying to make up for what took place in the market this past year, and our plan is actually decreasing, trying to keep more of our monies in our accounts, and we're right on target. So the cost benefit to participating member firms. For you as a firm, you're paying $25 per eligible participant a year to be in the trust. $25. That's the check you're writing every year. If you have 100 or more employees in your 401k plan, you're going to max out at $2,500 a year, period. So the $25 is very low, very reasonable for all our member firms. What you're getting in our plan, again, is the Signature Ready 5500. Your annual testing is being done for you, all plan document services. And when I say plan document services, you know, every quarter, the DOL is rolling out a new update for your plan document, and that has to be uploaded into your plan. So every quarter, we're uploading these automatically. There's no additional fees. You can see in the middle column, the standard cost. We're just benchmarking it into an average plan is what they pay for these services. Our enrollment meetings, education, they're all included. There's no fees at all. And the managed account services, which is really important. This is for the person that has a high dollar balance or any size account balance that wants someone else to manage their accounts. The standard cost for managed account services is ranging anywhere from 65 basis points and decreasing down to 35. The trust cuts that in half. We're starting at 45 basis points and we decrease down to 15 basis points, all depending on the size at your plan assets. This is tremendous. No other plan can boast having these managed account low fees. And this is really what the trust is all about, making sure you're getting the best benefits and the best services for your plan. Again, our average total bundled expense is averaging 45 basis points. And that is really for all the 5 pillars on my earlier slide. Considerably lower than what firms are paying on a standalone retirement plan. You're getting a better level of service with managed accounts in the trust. You're getting a better level of investments as well as record keeping. So who's the trustees behind the trust? As you can see, we have 7 trustees and an executive director that's overseeing the trust. Your trustee for your region in Ohio is Greg Smith. He's the CFO of H2M. He's based out of New York. He's covering the Ohio region or Region 2, all in blue. Our trustees are there to make sure that you're getting the best plan. They're taking on that fiduciary responsibilities. They serve an 8-year voluntary commitment. So it does matter to our members that the trustees are members of the trust and they're ACEC members, member firms. So one unique benefit is the trustees are accessible to all our plan sponsors, which is really important. We have a lot of plan sponsors and participants that are always asking questions, and you are being heard and you have a voice, and our trustees are getting back to you. So they're making sure that everything that I'm talking to you about today is what's taking place in the trust, and the trust is operating effectively and efficiently, and we're keeping all our promises. But why belong to the retirement trust? So what does it mean to you to have all 5 pillars outsourced? It means that you're getting the expertise of a 401k plan looking out for you. You're getting that buying power that comes with $2 billion in assets. $2 billion in assets, it really changes your 401k plan. You're being priced off of $2 billion, not the asset size of your current plan. It means depth, means access and leverage, which equals less fiduciary risk on your part. It's more insulation that we're delivering. We have a better investment option at a lower fee. Most firms don't have access to our investment lineup. Most of our, some of our investments, you have to have a minimum of $100 million in assets to be able to just offer that investment in your lineup, which we have over $2 billion. Our target date funds, our lifetime fund, you have to have over 500 million in assets just to be able to offer our target date fund. Of course, with having 2.2 billion, we can check that box. There's rarely a lot of plans out there that can offer the investment lineup that we have today. But really, it's a peace of mind knowing that you're joining a 401k plan with someone you trust. It's your peers, like-minded people. The trust stands up over time. We've been doing this over 47 years now. It's our only game, and we're continuously improving our offering. So this chart here is really our competitive advantages. That's what I like to say about why people are joining our 401k plan. We've put together this chart of our services, and really here's my challenge to you. If you're not already convinced that moving your plan to the retirement trust is the right decision, take a look at this chart. It recaps your responsibilities as a plan sponsor, and do you really want all those responsibilities? Or do you want to outsource them to somebody else that can take on that responsibility? I've taken the liberty of checking the boxes on this chart, and on both pages. So take a look and compare your plan to the retirement trust and our services and benefits. And then let's regroup and talk about the outcome of this exercise. Even if you find that you've checked all the boxes and you choose not to go with the retirement trust, this document serves as good fiduciary hygiene. It's something you should be doing at least once a year. You can file this chart and know that you did your due diligence for the year. I encourage you all to go through this exercise. You say to us, okay, we're interested in moving. What takes place? Well, we'll do the rest for you. We'll handle all the aspects of a conversion process. We have a dedicated team that meets with you on a weekly basis. It's a weekly call, about 15, 20 minutes. We go over our timeline, and we go over pulling together your plan for you. What you want for your participants. You're not signing a template document. You're actually able to create your plan for your participants. Conversion takes anywhere between 60 and 90 days approximately. So this is my contact information. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can either ask them today's presentation, or we can regroup and you can email me, or you can call my cell directly. I really appreciate the time you are giving me today, and I'll just give it a few seconds before we open it back up to all three of the trusts for any additional questions. Thank you again. I don't see any questions.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions in the chat box, so. Okay, well, I think if anybody has any follow-up questions, you have all of their contact information, and I'll be sending this out via email, and then I'll include all of your contact information as well. But Beth, did you have any closing remarks or anything you wanted to add?
No, I just want to thank the three of you for taking the time today to explain the benefits of being a member of any of your trusts as an ACEC Ohio member. ACEC Ohio is a member of all three trusts. So I am here to tell you that it is definitely worthwhile to look into, even as they said, if it's not for you, it's definitely worthwhile to look into. We will make sure that the rest of our membership gets this information and the recording available to them, also to all of the three of you that have presented today. I know we didn't have a huge attendance, but we will make sure that the rest of the membership sees it.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. We'll talk soon.
Hi,
All right,
guys.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.